Okay, so we're just going to go through the test that you've just done recently. Obviously, you may have got some of these questions wrong or right, so just depending on what you got wrong, you might be interested. Okay, so the first one, it talks about doing like terms. So we've got n's, n's, and n's, so they're all like terms, so the answer must have n. And then we've got 8 plus 5 minus 10, so the answer is just 3n. Okay, and the next one, we've got p squareds. Okay, so the answer must have some p squareds. And then we've got some p's, so the answer must have some p's as well. So we've got minus 6 plus 1 for the p squared, which is minus 5. And then we've got 4 minus 1, which is positive 3. Okay, jk, jkt, jk, so the jk's go together. So we must have some jk's in the answer. And then the jkt doesn't have any like terms, so we've got 5 plus 1 for the jk, so the answer is just 6. Okay, next one is, it's a problem about, is this person correct? Okay, so we've got 5x plus 9y minus 3y plus 7x. So we've got x's, so we've got 5 plus 7 is 12x, and then we've got y's in the answer. So we've got 9 minus 3 is 6y. And then look at what we've got. So the person said there's 12x squared. So what the person up here has done, x plus x does not equal x squared. Okay, so you need to make a statement about that. And then the person's put plus 2. So there's very hard to understand where the plus 2 comes from because there's no numbers. So there's no numbers in the question. So you can't get numbers in the answer, and we need some y's. Okay, so let's leave it at that, and we need y's. Okay, let's look at the next question. Okay, so simplify. These are pretty straightforward expressions. So we've got 5 times 3 is 15, t times w is tw. With this second one, we need to put a 1 in front. So 8 times 1 is 8. And then we've got m's and n's. There's 1 m there, there's nothing there, so it's just 1 m. And we've got 2 n's and 3 n's, so we have 5 n's. This next one, we've got 3 terms, so we'll do the numbers first. So 5 times 4 is 20. 20 times 2 is 40, but it'll be a minus 40 because there's a negative sign. Now we've got r's and s's, okay, so we need to have r's and s's in the answer. So we've got 1 there, we've got 1 there, and we've got 1 there, so we've got 3 r's, and we've just got 1 s, and that's it. There's no other s's. Okay, next one, we'll do it the long way. So we've got 3h4 times 3h4, 3 times 3 is 9, and we've got 4 and 4, so we've got 8 h's. Now this next one, we've got a minus sign and times and pluses, so we need to do order of operations. So we need to do the times first, we need to do the times first, and then we'll add and subtract in a second. So we've got 5 times 3 is 15, c times c is c squared, and then we've got d, minus sign. 9 times 3 is 27, c squared d, and then plus 2c, and then c squared d, c squared d can go together, so 15 minus 27 is minus 12. And we just add 2c, and they're unlike terms. Okay, next one was division. Now I've just done this on a separate page. So we've got 12 divided by 3 is 4. We've got a's and b's in the question. So we've got 3 minus 1 is 2, and then b by itself doesn't change. Now that next one is actually that's a division sign, not a plus sign. So if you wanted to, you could set it up like this in case you were worried what was happening. Okay, and then look at those numbers first. Use your calculator. 14 goes into both numbers, but you can use your calculator to get 3 over 2. The negatives cancel out. We've got f's and g's in the question. So 6 minus 3 is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. So the answer could be written as that. Okay. And moving on. Okay, fractions are our friends. Okay, first one, the denominators are the same, so we can just add 10 minus 11 is minus 1, which is just minus w on 3. These ones here, the common denominator is going to be 20, so we cross multiply that way and that way. So 4 6s are 24, plus sign, 5 times k is 5k, so it's 29k over 20. Okay, lowest common denominator is 6, so we cross multiply, so we get 2q plus 4 plus 3q plus 2 all over 6, and then we multiply at the top, so 2q plus 8 plus 3q plus 6 over 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. 8 plus 6 is 14 over 6. Okay, looking for, here's my page extender. Okay, these are just multiply throughs, so 5 on the top line, 5, R3 times R is R4, T is by itself, over 15T. 5 over 15 is 1/3, R4 stays the same, and then the T's cancel out. So the answer's R4 over 3. Now this next one here, you don't divide, so you leave the first number, turn this to multiply, and then flip it upside down. Okay, then multiply through, or cancel, it doesn't matter, so I'll just do the multiply. 7 times 15 is 105. 9 times 14, 9 4s are 36, carry 3. 9 1s, so that's 126. And then across the top, G3H over GH5. So then use your calculator to cancel down the numbers. So cancelling down those numbers there on your calculator gives 5 6. G3 divided by G is G squared. H divided by H5 is H to the minus 4. So the answer is 5G squared over 6H4. Okay, now the next one's expanding. So using distributive law, 6 times 2 is 12G. 6 times H is 6H. 3 times N is 6N. 3N times minus 5 is minus 15N squared. Minus 8 times N is minus 8N squared. Minus 8 by minus 3 is plus 24. And then 6N and 24N is 30N. Minus 8, minus 15 minus 8 is minus 23. And that's it. Okay, these are just binomial expansions. So FOIL, so k squared plus 2k plus 6k plus 12 is k squared plus 8k plus 12. Next one, f squared plus 7f minus 4f minus 28, just using the FOIL again, equals f squared plus 3f minus 28, and then use FOIL again. So we've got 10p squared plus 6p minus 5p minus 3 equals 10p squared plus p minus 3. And using FOIL again, 7y squared plus 14y plus 5y plus 10 equals 7y squared plus 19y plus 10. Okay, this next one was a little bit harder. So we've got r squared plus 10r plus t. Now expand that out. So r plus w equals r squared plus rw plus w squared equals r squared plus 2rw plus w squared. So if you have a look, see how they line up. So I've got r squared plus 2rw plus w squared. Okay, so that term equals that. So 10r equals 2rw. r's cancel out. So 10 equals 2w. So w equals 5. Okay, so if w equals 5, w squared equals 5 squared equals 25, and that's the value of t. So find the value of t. So t equals 25 and w equals 5. Okay, moving on. Okay, last couple of questions now. So I'm just going to pause a sec. Okay, I'm just on this last question. I think I've left out the factorising somewhere, so I mightn't have copied it in, so I'll do that as a separate video. Okay, so perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width equals 2 times d plus 5 plus 2 times d minus 2 equals 2d plus 10 plus 2d minus 4 equals 4d plus 6. Area equals length times width equals d plus 5, d minus 2 equals d squared minus 2d plus 5d minus 10, d squared plus 3d minus 10. So there's your area and perimeter. Okay, so the area is 400. The length is 9 more than the width. So the length is 9 more than the width. So that's the end of that question. Okay, draw a diagram of the rectangle. Okay, showing the length and the width. So that's x, and that's x plus 9. So that's in that. Okay, area equals length times width. So 400 equals x times x plus 9. So that's that done. Okay, find the value of x that satisfies this equation using guess and check. Okay, so we're looking for two numbers with a difference of 9 that multiply to give 400. So 400 times 1, 200 times 2, 100 times 4, 50 times 8, 25 times 16, and I've got a pair of numbers with a difference of 9. So so the length is 25 and the width equals 16. Find the value of x. So x is a smaller number, so x equals 16, and then that's the answer to that question down there. Okay, a garden measures 40 by 75, so that's 40 and that's 75, whatever, and then the path is around the outside. Okay, didn't do it to scale, and the path is x, so that's x, that's x, that's x, and that's x. Okay, so that's the diagram of the path. It's around the outside. So the area of the garden is length by width, which is 40 by 75, which is 3,000 meters squared. Find the area of the garden plus path. Now, each of the dimensions has x on either side, so it's going to be 75 plus 2x and 40 plus 2x. So that's the answer to that. Find an expression for the area of the path. So what we could do is we could actually multiply that out as well. So using the FOIL, so we got 3,000 plus 150x plus 80x plus 4x squared. So 3,000 plus 230x plus 4x squared So find an expression for the area of the path. Well, we know that the area of the garden inside is 3,000, and we know that the area of the path and garden is that. So that means that the path, the 3,000s cancel out, so the path must be 230x plus 4x squared, and then if the path is 4 meters wide, so 230 times 3.4 plus 4 times 3.4 squared, and I didn't bring my calculator with me, but just do that in the calculator and you get the right answer. Okay, so I think I've left out the factorising, so I'll come back and do that as a second video. Okay, that's it. Bye.